Speaker, sir, I'd like to thank the honourable member for his question. Mr. Speaker, sir, the honourable member asked about the expired tenancy agreements. I presume he means office space. Mr. Speaker, sir, if he refers to Head 50, if you look at Seg 5, you'll see that we allocate about $35 million a year in renting office space in Fiji, throughout Fiji. Mr. Speaker, sir, over the past number of years, of course, a number of tenancy agreements have been entered into, of course, by previous governments and this government also. And any tenancy agreement that has been entered into previously, we obviously have a legal obligation to continue with those tenancies until they come to an end. Unfortunately, one of the things that we have seen, sir, is that a number of the tenancy agreements that did come were entered into by previous governments for very long-term tenancy agreements, without proper checks and balances. So a lot of the buildings actually that were leased out, for example, for 15, 20 years, a lot of them were substandard. They weren't necessarily built to the requirements of government. Even when, for example, we have, I can give you a case in point, in Suvabo House, you can have lifts that actually don't work for months. There's absolutely nothing in the tenancy agreement that gives any relief to the tenant, which in this case is government. So members of the public who actually want to access offices on levels 2, 3, 4 don't get to access it, or they have to climb upstairs. We have elderly people who can't access the offices. So government obviously cops the blame for that. We don't have enough waiting rooms. We don't have, for example, some of the areas like with women, children, poverty alleviation. We don't have separate rooms for women who may come with their children. There's no feeding areas, etc. So we've been lumped with these buildings. So what we've been doing, sir, in the past number of years have been improving the tenancy agreements. Whenever these tenancy agreements have actually come to an end, we're now entering into only 3-year tenancy agreements, or 5-year tenancy agreements at the most, where there's a requirement. In those cases, Mr. Speaker, sir, we then have the landlords be able to provide the particular service to us as tenants. We are forking out a lot of money in that respect, sir, and we expect value for money. So there's about 40 tenancy agreements, Honourable Bosanimbola, that you would probably be concerned about through your question, that are being done on a month-to-month basis whilst we actually are renegotiating the tenancy agreement to put in clauses that are more suitable to us as tenants. Because obviously when we're paying money, we're paying top money, we're paying market rates, we expect the same level of service from those buildings. A case in point, sir, is that if you look at the Moit building in Samambula, that actually used to be a cinema before. There's absolutely no windows on either side of the building because it was a cinema. And the rent, and I'm just getting a confirmation soon, was over $200,000 for that place, the renting of that place. A very basic building, a cinema. Somebody obviously had the inn. With that time, PSC used to rent all the buildings. And we've seen a number of cases which we can highlight if the Honourable Bosanimbola asked that question. In fact, the elections office at one stage, under the old system, 3 floors, each floor was about $25,000 a month rent. Month rent, Mr. Speaker, sir. That's how much money was being forked out to these private individuals. Honourable Gerengere Tambua talks about corruption. That's what she should be looking at. We're now actually holding accountable these landlords. Nobody can simply come in and have a mate in and they get a tenancy agreement. So we now have people paying the market rate. There needs to have, for example, every time there's a power blackout, there's water shortage, there's no backup generator. There's no water tanks. As a government, we need to be able to continue with the services. Our civil servants need a better environment to be able to ensure that we provide a good workplace environment. So therefore, we are building and entering into tenancies that will actually provide the right work environment and right service environment. You would have seen, Mr. Speaker, sir, also that government advertised some time back calling for the construction of buildings where the private sector can actually build. In those arrangements, we will specify what we want. They build to our specifications. They put up the capital up front. We can then enter into long-term agreements if it's built to our specifications. Ministry of Education actually is strewn across, I think, about 9 or 10 different locations throughout Suva. So you can't go to Ministry of Education and get, it's not a one-stop shop. Exams office is somewhere else, another office is somewhere else, even poverty alleviation is somewhere, half of it spread across, lands department. You have half of it in there. The other half, the maps, is in Rajibhai Patel Street. It used to be stuck in some old corner of an office. Somebody obviously got a sweet deal. And I've actually been to that building. The walls, actually, the paint is peeling off. It's built right next to Nambukulau Creek. And there's a dampness coming through. The seepage is coming through. The maps are getting old. They're deteriorating even before it's supposed to deteriorate. So that's what we are doing. And part of the deal that we've announced, Mr. Speaker, sir, we've called for expression of interest. Cabinet has just recently approved. We'll be now, in fact, announcing all those different companies that will be getting the construction right to build those buildings for us, or ministries. So we'll be putting education all in one building. Ministry of Women and Poverty Elevation all in one building. So all the people who need the access to those services can go to one place. So you can have one entire building dedicated to that. We want to have, for example, coffee shops, service areas for members of the public, for the staff, better working environment, not being stuck in cubicles, no windows, no ventilation. That's what we're doing. So as part of the process, that's the tenancy agreements. We're reviewing it on that basis, but we'll also be entering into new tenancy agreements where we can enter into long-term agreements as long as they build it according to our specs. Thank you, sir.